Saying no. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is thick. Suckers wanna play and load my K until that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some gang shit. Nigga, you's a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you's a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, that pussy ass a cat.
We fucking live, my niggas.
Tell him free to act. Dealing free a rat, you know he told how you sleep with.
Heart2Start Fantasy Podcast, man. We back at y'all. Coming back with the second part of the Monday night special, how we like to do. You know, that wire talk along with that week 8 matchups. You know, trying to give y'all some news you can use and, you know, finish you off
your motherfucking opponents.
finish you off the rest of the season, you know, getting you all right. You know, like we said, we doing a little different this week because Brody Cortez couldn't come. Shout out to the birthday misses. You know what I mean? And we keeping it going, you know. We ain't buzzing with B tonight, man. We got hangovers and whatnot. It was a long weekend, you know, with the Swiver Swerve. But, you know, we did our thing. And
you know, that's a highly touted segment right there that we bring to the people, and the people is fucking with that. So, you know, it was only right for me to get slithered to the fullest on that motherfucker because, you know, that last Swiver Swerve, man, it was highly viewed, you know, and, you know, that's, you know, our coveted thing. You can go back to last season. We was on that last season, bro. That's what we bring.
Y'all those trade targets. So like we said on the last episode, if you listen to this one first, go back and look at the Swiver Swerve part 1, 2 with the Bears, the Bros, and the Brews. Bros, tongue twister, shout out to them. And the one with the GMM and the Run Boys Robbie. We giving y'all trade targets y'all can use. Like we said, man, it's the week 8 wire ads and week 8 matchups. And you can find us once again plugging us on Instagram, Heart2Start FF Podcast. Me and Cuzzo run the page. You can find the other guys. Shout out to Brody Cortez on Twitter at Brody Cortez. Guccini JD _ JD, Instagram, me, Heart2Start Kev. You know, we around there.
We got Twitters somewhere too, but we just don't.
You know, we gonna figure it out.
I don't really know how to work that shit.
We need a young intern, man. Shout out. We'll pay you a monthly stipend, and you could do, you know, the post for us and whatnot. If y'all know anybody, let me know. You know what I mean? But let's jump into one of them first wire ads right quick. I think a lot of people probably thirsty this week. Anytime a major name like a Chris Carson goes down, people gonna be thirsty for Carlos Hyde. What you think about Hyde?
Hyde is a good pickup. He showed the reason why they brought him in. You know, Hyde had that hip surgery in the offseason, so they went and snatched him once the Texans released him. And I mean, he's paying dividends for the games that he's coming in. But didn't he have an injury as well? Hyde, he was a little limpy at the end of the game or something.
Nah, he finished the game. He was good, but Hyde is known to play over through injury, so he definitely gonna keep it going. You know what I mean? But he's a hot wire ad this week because, you know, we say, man, you got to be ready, man. We told y'all last week. For those of y'all that stay listening to us, whether it's iTunes, YouTube, it's cuffing season. You need the winner backs. You got to be prepared, and Hyde is a winner back if Carson keep getting injured like he always do.
And if you got the 2 IR spots on your roster and you know the hurting, man, I'm telling you, go get motherfucking Penny, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Here they is coming off. I think they had their bye week last week, so coming off that PUP, they said they don't know when he gonna practice, but it could be any week now that he about to get fired up for sure, bro.
For sure, I believe that too. Let's talk about 2 Frisco running backs. See, when we do wire ads, we don't necessarily go in order because people's needs might be different. So let's talk about 2 Frisco running backs. Coleman, they activated off the thing, so he could be coming back. You got Wilson that went out with 3 CDs, but then you got a hot ticket in Hasty. Hasty, somebody you looking to pick up right now, JD?
Hell yeah. Especially how we done seen multiple different running backs producing that motherfucking in that offense, and the way that Jet McKinnon isn't that solidified in between them tackle runners and all that. You know, he ain't been able to get it done in the last couple of games. And Hasty, the way that he was running last night, ripping off 5-point-something yards per carry, you damn right I'm looking to go get Hasty. And if he was smart, you would have went and got him last week.
Tucked him.
My mama tucked him. I did.
Tuck Hasty. Tuck him.
But I got motherfucking Wilson in my dynasty league and didn't even fire his bum ass up. I'm fired up, bum ass McKinnon. He didn't give me no motherfucking points, but
we know how the Niners like to run the ball. McKinnon is the pass catching back. I don't think he could handle a workload. And Hasty might be somebody who's a little bit bigger of a dude, so he's still kind of bigger than McKinnon. But we'll see. Let's talk about another 49er that might be somebody to add. Ayuk. He's not. He shouldn't be on the wire, but there's bye weeks. A lot of big name defenses and whatnot were on the wire. Had to go to the wire, or people had to go to the wire to replace certain things. So if he's out there, you need to go snatch Ayuk.
Yeah, no, I think you could fire Ayuk as your flex comfortably.
What's his floor to you
though? Solid 10, solid 11 off top. That can had the potential to even more. Only thing he didn't do yesterday was score, and he led the team 11 targets. I forgot. I think it was 6 catches for $1.03 or something like that, man. $1.01. You know, that motherfucker was balling, bro. And every week it seems like that. He's starting to get Shanahan's more and more trust. What other motherfuckers is there? Debo gone for a couple weeks now. He the number one dude over there besides Kittle. I ain't got no problem with firing him up.
Hey, we got a special guest right quick. We got a special guest that's in the Heart2Start League that's making his way doing, bruh. Count up, Kurt. We just want to have you ask a quick question. We want to ask you a quick question right here. Who's a top wire pickup that you're picking up this neat, whether it's running back or wide receiver? Who's number one overall? Give it to us right quick.
Ooh.
Give up some game to the people now. You on the Heart2Start podcast.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I think I gotta go with Hasty this week because I'm low on running backs, man. I ain't gonna lie.
We just talked about Hasty
on
right now
too, just in case. So I'm trying to take both of them right now.
Hey, we see you making noise in the Heart2Start. We appreciate you coming through, and we're going to have little drop-ins like this to ask because, you've been doing your thing for a while, so I'm going to look at you as an expert, and we look forward to maybe having you come guest in one of these weeks.
Hey, man, let me know, man. I'm going to show up, man.
All good. Hey, there it is there. He didn't even know, and he just said Hasty, and that's somebody who's been making moves in the Heart2Start, doing what he's supposed to do, and he's been making it happen. So he said it right there. Let's talk about another running back, JD, that you've been on lately, bro. You've been saying him for like 3-4 weeks, bro.
Fucking
Gus Edwards.
Gus the Bus. Shout out to my nigga Bogey, bro. Oh, my mama, that shit is hilarious. Gus the Bus. Like I said, man, you better be early to the party and not tardy. If you fuck around and get left behind, that bus is not coming back to get your motherfucking ass. You done missed out. Everybody hollering about Dobbins, which I understand that, but there's been games where all 3 of them had damn near 8, 9, 10 pluses touches apiece. That offense is a run-based offense, whether it be the RPO or you just, that's basically what it is that RPO. And, with Ingram going down, I don't know how long he down for. You just want a piece of that offense. They 5-1 right now, even though they play Pittsburgh, I think this week, or they got Pittsburgh coming up. That's an offense that you want, especially, nigga, if, like I said, if it's a 3-headed monster back there and you subtract one of the monsters, you only got 2 heads with 30 motherfucking touches between 2 dudes. Does each of them get 15 now? I understand we're going to ride the hot hand, but he's going to get his opportunity, bro.
You have been we laughed at you, bro.
Niggas laugh at me all the time.
We laughed at you, and you said tuck him. he's somebody that I grab, but I'm gonna flip this and say I love Dobbins. Like I think he's the more explosive runner and got the big play capability. And they need a spark like that right now, if you ask me. You know what I mean? They showed you that Lamar isn't really passing the ball like that. So it's like, I mean, come on, let's get the run game going. And I think J.K. Dobbins is gonna explode. And if he does, I look for him to kind of run away with this a little bit. I hope, I
Yeah,
hope.
that's what you niggas is hoping. But I'm just trying to give another option out there. And from what the trend's saying, that all three of them dudes was getting touches. You know what I mean? And that's not finna stop because one person had that then went down. You know what I mean? I think both of them boys still get touches.
James Martin said, "What about Dobbins?" That's what I'm saying, man. It's Dobbins season to me, man. Let's go to another hot topic. Rashard Higgins, not T Higgins, that some people might get mixed up. Not us right here, but Rashard Higgins. What you think about him?
That motherfucker in the place of OBJ.
OBJ gone. Season gone.
He might be that Fulgham acquisition. That might have a good role. He might not have had that name that first game that Fulgham. Matter of fact, the game that Fulgham made his name was against us because he got the one TD. Then he broke out the next game against the Steelers for the 10 receptions for $1.50 and I want to say 1 or 2 touchdowns. But he's been consistent the last 3 to 4 games. So if you got a little spot and maybe you might have had OBJ on your team, you might want to see another week. But shit, yeah, definitely go grab him if you got the room on there.
If you're a team that's struggling at the wide receiver, or you've been forced to start somebody like Slayton, and we talked about Slayton, his floor is single digit. You know what I mean? He got a pretty nice ceiling. But somebody like Higgins in this offense and with the Browns and him being in the system for a few years, you know what I mean? Add in Landry kind of banged up. Higgins is definitely somebody that, you could look to see what he going to do. And he might be somebody you might end up starting down the line. I definitely feel that. Another hot receiver that's kind of been solid these last 3 games that I was kind of blind to it, and I feel bad. Nelson Aguilar.
Oh yeah, Nelson Aguilar, he fitting good with Gruden over there for some reason. But the cool thing is with Nelson, with Aguilar, we had Brian Edwards coming in as a hot name coming into the season. You had Ruggs down for 3 to 4 games. You got Waller, who's his position is solidified. But other than that, on that outside, where do we got? And Derek Carr looking like he's trusting in him. And, Aguilar done has some sneaky little games, though, bruh, to where he has some fantasy value. Motherfuckers might not have him fired up, but in DFS, he probably was, and cracked a lot of motherfuckers' lineups. But here he is now. You might want to pay attention to him.
Definitely by 14, 15, 21 the last 3 games. Aguilar is a solid pickup. Let's talk about another running back that people are probably grabbing, and Gallman. Freeman left kind of banged up. Gallman got the TD. He had the stats that you look for with the receptions. He's a plug-and-play guy. We talked about on the last episode that we did on the recap about how 4 of the top 11 running backs this week were possibly players off the wire or left at the bottom of the roster since the beginning of the season with guys like Jamal Williams, Gio. So somebody like Gallman with Freeman out the way, he's definitely a guy you could fire up with guys like Edmonds and David Johnson on a bye this week. So, don't sleep on Gallman for sure.
No, off top.
Don't sleep on Gallman. Let's talk about a guy that I've seen a lot of people pick up this week, and that's Richard Rodgers. They've shown us in Philly that anybody that's playing tight end is going to get the ball. We know Goddard's coming back, but we see what they do with 2 tight ends. If you're thirsty at tight end and it's not really working out the way you want, which is basically really probably a possibility for a lot of teams out there, Richard Rodgers is somebody you might want to go grab.
No, definitely, especially because you might be streaming, and even if you picked one of them high tight ends, like how we was talking about Hunter Henry, who hasn't been giving you them big boom gains that you expected. Hayden Hurst been all right. Motherfucking Hawkinson, he was all right this last game. You know, it's some tight ends that you waited to those middle rounds to go grab, and they're not paying off for you. You know, Higbee was another one who had high expectations going into this season that ain't did shit. You know what I mean? I mean, he had one boom game where he had like 20-something points, but other than that, you're gonna have to be streaming him. I mean, we see Logan Thomas doing this thing. Motherfucking who else, bro? It's a couple of tight ends, like I said, that's out there that you're gonna have to stream, and you're gonna have to go either go trade for one of the big names or you're gonna have to stream. So why not go grab him? You know, especially because if fucking Ertz is down, I don't know when fucking Goddard is coming back, but that's a tight end friendly system. If you got a chance to go get him, you better go get him because Wentz led him tight ends over there. That's for damn sure.
Facts. He definitely loves them. I'll give y'all another tight end that I got on the list that I think he definitely hit the wire, especially with bye weeks, and that's Gesicki with Tua at QB. I think that's a possibility. We know those young QBs love tight ends. You know, they definitely using him, and Fitzpatrick, he's at the end of his career. He's looking downfield, you know what I mean, or possibly to the flats, so throw into it. Gesicki is definitely a person you could go fire up for them wire targets. But now let's jump into this week 8 preview. We're going to give you all start with the Thursday night game, which is Atlanta and Carolina. The over-under being 51. We know this is going to be a high-scoring affair. Agree?
Yeah. It's a division game. I mean, just those – we seen what Carolina and New Orleans did. I don't know what the spread was on that going into that Sunday game, but them division games, everybody beat up on each other. So, it could be a shootout, but, who aren't you going to fire up on both sides? You're going to fire up your Teddy B. You're going to fire up because, that's probably the number one giving up pass defense. You know what I mean? You're going to fire him up. You're going to fire up motherfucking Robbie and motherfucking Robbie A and DJ Moore. You're not sitting in for no reason. Fucking Mike Davis, him coming off that bad game, but, Atlanta got to be giving up cheeks on that ground. I don't think they stopping nothing on the ground. I mean, you just seen what fucking I'm not comparing fucking Kamara to Mike Davis, but Mike Davis has been eaten up until this game. So those 5 that I just named on Carolina, you're definitely firing up, and then you fucking force your 5 studs on Atlanta. Your 2 outside receivers, Julio and Coolio. Shout out to Bogey on the motherfucking name for Ridley, which he called Coolio. Then you firing up Todd Gurley. I mean, Gurley is on the low, bro, even though the yards ain't breaking off, but he got to have at least 6 to 7 TDs right now, bro, for real.
Yeah.
As a 5th to 6th round pick, that motherfucking Gurley is eating for you right now. And then Hayden Hurst had back-to-back good games on everything of like 15 to 16 points. And I fucking lost the game because I didn't start his motherfucking ass last week in my home league.
Yeah.
On my mama, I'd be 6-1 right now if I would have fired his ass up. But yeah, though, so who aren't you starting in that game?
If in our league, Teddy Bridgewater is on the wire, and a couple other leagues, and for me, I have Kyler on a bye, so I'm firing up Teddy B. I'm gonna go grab him off the wire, and I'm gonna confidently fire up Teddy B. I feel like on a bad game, he's gonna get you 18, 19. His best game, not best game of the season, but his, best game through multiple weeks would probably be around 25. And versus Atlanta, I'm firing Teddy B.
25 weeks up.
I'm firing Teddy B. And at this point, Robbie Anderson, we've seen that Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore could coexist. So, you safe grabbing either one of those. And if it's somebody that hasn't been playing them or they low on them, and, you might can go get either one of those guys and you can fire them up. And I think for the long term, they'll be great. Another thing I love about Teddy B, I said on the last show is, he's getting McCaffrey back, so that's only going to improve how he's playing. And, instead of Mike Davis catching those screens and taking it somewhere, it's going to be arguably one of the best running backs in the league. You know what I mean? Let's jump into Titans and Bengals. They got the over under is 55. They must think the Titans are gonna go crazy on this one for
They think
sure.
that motherfucking defense ain't all what it is, though. I mean, the Bengals coming off that performance where they only lost they put up 34 points in a losing effort. And it was a 37-34 game. So there's no need to not to think that where's that game at? That's in Tennessee or that's in,
Yeah, and Cincy.
oh, it's in Cincinnati. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. They're not thinking that Cincinnati still can't put up that 30 ball. For real. I mean, you seen I think I said it was 35, 33 targets between fucking Higgins and fucking Boyd and AJ. I don't know if Mixon will be back this game, but I mean, from the trend is that they're letting Joe Burrow slang that motherfucker. I mean, I think he had 40 something attempts this week, but like a couple of weeks ago, the motherfucker had 50 attempts.
Yeah.
On everything. And I don't think they got a three-headed cornerbacks over there to where they can, stop all three of them motherfucking receivers.
Somebody's gonna eat. I think Higgins and Boyd and at this point, AJ Green, you could fire them up confidently. I'm happy if I got T Higgins, and I'm happy if I got Boyd. Hands down. That's that we know they're gonna throw the ball. That's what they're gonna do. And specifically with Joe Mixon being out, and we don't know how long this is gonna linger. Giovanni Bernard is a pound the rock guy, even though he can run it. You know what I mean? But they're going to be throwing the ball even more, regardless of the tough schedule. So I'm firing them up, and I might fire them up over some of the names that we might talk about in a minute. Let's jump into. Oh, I got a question. Are you worried about Jonnu Smith? He had the injury one game.
But I mean, Freisker did his thing the game before, but this, for some reason, it might have just took him a little bit to get back. He might have came back a little too early.
This is what I'm gonna throw. This is what I'm gonna throw in the air because I don't want to just be biased because I have Jonnu in a lot of leagues. So I'm gonna give the viewers and the listeners a flip side of Jonnu that I have looked at myself on my search for possibly upgrading at tight end. Jonnu's numbers that he's had the best games. Jonnu Smith has had multiple touchdowns. The games that he hasn't, he's had a lot of targets and yards where he's had like 11 points with no touchdowns. But his boom games over 20, Jonnu Smith, are multiple touchdowns. Insert AJ Green, who's taking the targets, along with his injury. I think Jonnu might regress a little bit as the year goes on, specifically if he's banged up a little bit.
AJ Green?
No, Jonnu Smith.
I thought you said something about AJ Green. Insert AJ Green.
No, insert AJ Brown. My bad. AJ Brown in, Jonnu Smith. I think he's going to regress, and if you're comfortable with starting him the rest of the way and you don't have a backup, it might be time to possibly look at a backup. I really believe that. Tannehill's safe. Anybody over there is safe. Let's jump into the Steelers at Ravens, which should be a great one. They got the over under at 49 on that one.
Wow. Now that's saying something. It ain't went over that 50. So that ain't nothing but 3 TDs and a couple field goals apiece. So that might be a little slugfest. But this is the top of that division though. One is 6-0 or 7-0, and one is 5-1 or 6-1. I think the fucking Ravens just coming off their bye, and they only got one loss. They only losses to the motherfucking Super Bowl champs. And they haven't been looking like that dominant team as last year. So maybe this bye week they was able to, take a little time off, go hit the reset button on some shit, clean some shit up and come back. The bye might have just came at the perfect time for they motherfucking ass. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. So with them playing Pittsburgh, they gonna have to have a great outing because the way that they played against Kansas City in week 2 or week 3, whatever it was, they damn sure didn't look like a team that's ready to compete to go to the Super Bowl. And they got put out, nigga, in the first round, I think against Tennessee, or the second round. So, it's not no problem getting to the offs. It's a motherfucking thing of when they get to the offs, and the Steelers being the only undefeated team in the AFC, which if I'm not mistaken, they have to go out and put up a great game towards them, or this is going to be one of them confidence, it might hurt their confidence, bro, on everything.
Yeah.
So I look for them to come out fighting, swinging hard.
I like the Ravens to be prepared for this. Harbaugh, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. He's known for, his reputation in the league. I look for them to come out firing, and I definitely think that Steelers are the team that could counteract it and possibly show them that we the ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the fantasy wise, depending on who my quarterback is, I might be a little bit reluctant to start Big Ben. Honestly, I would probably fade Big Ben and not start him if I can. The Ravens, Hollywood. I've been worried about Hollywood.
Yeah, definitely Hollywood.
He's boom or bust unless he can come, out of the bye week and get it going. But just the fact that they added Des Bryant, not saying that he's gonna play, they just gave him a shot, means that maybe them using Hollywood as anything other than a stretch wide receiver is just not working for him.
It ain't.
You know what I mean? They can't throw it over the middle. They don't want, just whatever factors may be. But as far as on the Ravens side, I look for this to be, a game where J.K. Dobbins, if you're desperate and like I said, a lot of people are on buys, you could kind of start him this week because I think he's more of the pass catching back than Gus Edwards, even though Gus Edwards can't catch the ball. You know what I mean? Connor, you firing him up. This is going to be one of them reception games for sure, but who's not starting Connor? Claypool, you got to check the status on what's the name, but on Deontay Johnson. But I don't like Claypool in this situation for sure. You know what I mean? I don't like Claypool in this situation, especially with the Ravens being who they are. You know, we got Woodrow in the building. He says Jackson and Andrews are the only for sure playable over there in Baltimore. I agree.
No, without a doubt. I mean, because I'm looking at the opportunity and the snap share between Dobbins and Edwards right now, and what's separating them on what they bring to the table is that Dobbins has 11 receptions, and that's where he has 2 total TDs. I don't know how many of them is receiving TDs, but he only has 25 carries and 154 yards. On the other hand, with Gus Edwards, he got 48 carries on 218 yards, but he don't got no receptions, and he got 1 total TD. So it just depends on how the game script goes out for these dudes. That's why I'm not automatically saying it's a Dobbins day, because Dobbins he only got 25 carries in 7 games. Well, they 6 games because they coming off their bye week on everything. So like I said, with that 3-headed monster that they did have of running backs, all 3 of them did get touches at some type of the game, but he's only had 25 carries in 6 games, so
I definitely encourage you guys to tap in with us on Saturdays when we do the Heart2Start Saturdays. And, we just come online for an hour and some change. And, we take questions on your starting sits and, to explain, have players that we are even considering or that we see a lot in leagues. You know what I mean?
You just want to get on there and talk your shit.
If you want to get on there and talk your shit,
bro.
And these leagues win, whether it's the SBI, the Run Boy Office, the Heart2Start League, the ASHI, the AOB League. We
or if you just want to tell us that we wrong somewhere, or nigga, you got us to where where we needed to be in our league, or whatever it may be, or nigga, y'all shit suck, whatever it may be, man. Just jump on.
Let us know why we suck, why we're never right. We can take it, man. We go debate all day.
We fucking with all that, bro. We want that. So that's what that Heart2Start Saturday is about, man. It's just jumping on, like how we kicking it right here. We want to kick it with you niggas too, bro. Oh my mama. That's what it is, bro. It's unscripted, unfiltered, just like how this podcast is, bro.
One take Jakes. We ain't never cut. Print beautiful guys. Dynamite.
100%.
Hey, let's jump into the next one, man. Raiders at Browns. 55.5 they got.
Damn, bro.
Man, we talked about Rashard Higgins on the thing. I like Rashard Higgins in this. If we talk about week 8 matchups, but it's obvious people you're gonna play no matter what. But we will touch on them. But we want to be able to give you players in these games that could help you if you on buys or the crunch time of the season.
Yeah,
I like personally Rashard Higgins in this situation. With the Raiders, I think Hunt will definitely. He's a must play no matter what. But if I had to pick a sleeper, I'd rather play Higgins possibly over Landry. What you think about that?
Yeah, I ain't mad. I mean, fucking Higgins came in and did his thing, and Higgins been there for a couple years too, though, on everything. So he got a little chemistry with Baker. So. I wouldn't mind, especially if you can go get him off the wire and a plug and play, especially if you need him. If you don't need him, then you don't play You know, if you especially you hella deep at receiver, in which that's a no brainer. But if like me, I lost OBJ. You know, he's on the motherfucking wire. I might have to go grab him because, you know, there ain't no need for me to keep him on the IR. His shit is tore. And so what he did last week, and how I was kind of trying to relay that to what Fulgham did, this might have been that game where, you know, he shows what he can do and might be consistent. And the cold thing is the Browns, they're still in the running for the offs. So they ain't no need for them to, they not tucking their tails and going away. You know what I mean? This might have been a morale booster for Baker. 5 TDs and 1 pick on 22 out of 28, 23 out of 28. Come on, man. Even though it was the Bungalows, I mean, damn, bro. You know,
crazy.
Without a doubt, bro. So, yeah, I definitely would go get him. I need him. I ain't going to lie.
Hey, you know, on the Raiders side, Aguilar, you playing Aguilar, the Browns are getting their ass whooped in all aspects, specifically at the pass. You know what I mean? I'm firing up Aguilar. We said that he had 14, 15, and 21 his last 3 games. Obviously, he's somebody that Carr is trusting. And Carr, I seen a stat when Cardinals were playing Seattle, and Russell Wilson leads the league in deep balls, and Carr is in number 2.
Wow.
In deep ball percentage.
Yeah. That's saying
so
something.
Aguilar is somebody you might want to pair where, you know, you're not just banking on the 4 catches. He might have 5 catches, but you know that he might get a 30, 40-yard catch. So he's somebody I might look to go stash if I got a spot. I might not waste a wire. I'll waste a wire pick on him if I'm desperate and I'm way behind and I need a pick. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely going to look to get Aguilar and possibly fire him up in later down the season or even now.
No, without a doubt.
Woodrow asked, is Landry more valuable now? I like Higgins. I think Landry's beat up. What you think, JD?
No, I mean, we seen what Landry did. Landry was the number 1 wide receiver over there. He had 85 receptions over there with 6 or 7 TDs last year, and I think he hit for a stat. You know, if he was just a bang up, then yeah, he's ready to go. You know, and injury. I mean, Landry played through injuries. You know, Landry he has a dog mentality though, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my mama, he comes from Miami, signs the bag with Cleveland. Even though they gave him the bag, he had the nuts to go to Cleveland, and he was able to produce with Baker last year. You know what I mean? And you got OBJ. I don't even remember what week they got him, but yeah, though, you know, I think Landry is the guy for sure. Especially if that injury ain't nothing serious. Yeah, I mean, he does it all. He's that good, dirty guy. You know, he ain't running all, you know, post routes and motherfucking goal routes and all that. You know, he's 7 to 10 yards. Oh my mama.
If you're struggling at tight end and you're streaming tight ends and you need one, are you comfortable playing Njoku?
Man, Njoku was a great pickup, a great stash for a lot of motherfuckers because he got a couple points last week. I think he hit for 10 on Sunday. Yeah, comfortable. Yeah, matter of fact, I might be just based on the talent that he brings. The talent that he brings, he has top 10 tight end talent. He just ain't been able to put it all together like that. And maybe, you know, with him having to sit out these first 7 weeks, 6 weeks, he might be ready to go. With my boy from motherfucking De La Salle. Shout out to De La Salle, Shalup White Boopy, my dog, you know. Austin Hooper. You know, Hooper is damn. You know, I forgot the other tight end that came in this week and did a little bit of numbers, but fucking Njoku. Yeah, without a doubt. He's a great person to have rostered, especially if you're streaming tight ends. And like I said, the Browns ain't out of it.
They're not. What about the Vikings at Packers? 55.5.
Whoa.
Aaron Rodgers going stupid.
Man, I ain't lying, for real. That's what he is going to do. And the Vikings is giving up cheeks too, bro. Oh, my mama. This might be another 200-yard game for motherfucking my boy Roll.
Roll. Shout out to EPA. Hey, Devontae Adams going crazy. Hey, that's an easy matchup. We know what that's going to be, but the interesting part would be Aaron Jones. And if he's out, this would be a perfect place to play Jamal Williams again. And that's why we say we're going to keep saying it. We're going to keep beating y'all head and we're going to keep telling you. It's cuffing season.
Right.
You gotta be ready. You can we got the shirts coming soon. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Shout out to my pops, man. Rest in peace.
Man.
Bruh, y'all gotta go get these handcuffs, man, when they on the wire. Sometimes if you got a free roster spot, like I said, and you got 2 quarterbacks or you like your kicker and you're keeping one, bro, if it's a cuff out there that can have a solid role if somebody get hurt, you better go grab them. I'll tell you that right now. As far as Packer wide receivers, you can't trust anybody but Adams. Like, even Tanyan, everybody jumped on Tanyan. Historically, the Packers don't use their tight ends like that. If you desperate, yeah. But, you know, he's boom or bust, you know. And his boom is not his boom on that Monday night or whatever it was when he had 40 or 40. I don't know what it was, but that ain't it. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, Madison, I mean, they completely took him out the game plan the last game the Vikings lost, and they weren't able to run the ball. I don't think Madison – I mean, the Packers are the worst run defense – I mean, the worst run defense in the league, if not top 3 after this week. Worst 3. And Madison might could get going, but if he's using the game like he was, or they be lookout for them running away from him because maybe Boone has to give him that extra spot because Madison just ain't what it is, you know?
Right.
Or it could have been just be that week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Madison, man, I'm telling you, like we said, it's the cuffing season. You have to have those rosters. And where you got motherfucking Dalvin Cook, it only makes sense, bro, on everything. But is he coming back? Does it have to said he's playing this week?
I haven't even checked, to be honest with you. I just assumed that it was going to be a multiple week injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that, you know, this is a division game, but the Vikings are out of it. I don't think they're not built to go on like a chair. You know what I mean? It's over for them to be. But are you comfortable firing up Kirk Cousins?
Fuck, bro.
You know it's garbage time. You know he's gonna be throwing it. Jefferson going crazy, starting him. Because I feel like Jair gonna be on Thielen, right?
It depends on where. I mean, Thielen been lining up in the motherfucking slot, so I don't know if he's gonna travel with him. I mean, even with Justin Jefferson, he might command that number 1 guy. It just depends on how they want to line up. You know, Justin Jefferson is looking like that fella over there.
That OBJ 2.0, 1.0 was his rookie year when he won some people some leagues.
Yeah, that boy, he done had a couple 40-pointers.
Yeah, sure. Justin Jefferson. I mean, you know, this is one of them games. The over-under is 55.5, so you know what I mean? You got a good chance of it being one of those shootouts. Let's go with the Jets at the Chiefs. We don't got to talk too much about this except the Chiefs' defense about to go crazy. Hey, the Chiefs' defense about to go, Gotti, cocaine crazy.
Is they still on the East Coast on this one?
They at the Chiefs, but it don't matter where they at because the Jets is about to get
traveling
pummeled.
From west to east. Well, they Midwest, so they ain't nothing but
pummeled.
5 hour.
Hey, pummeled. If the Chiefs defense had 29 this week, they're gonna have 38, 40 next week.
Damn.
That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be another game where Mahomes is gonna be scaring some people.
He trying to get trade bait right now. Yeah.
No, Mahomes is gonna be scaring some people, bro. I'm telling you,
where
bro.
that game at?
Why he got to do anything versus the Jets? It don't matter where it's at. That motherfucker could be in the
if it's
frozen tundra.
I'm saying though, if it's snowing on the East Coast right now, you know it could be one of them run games. But if he at home, he could throw for 3 TDs easily in the first quarter. 3 TDs and almost 175 yards. It's been done. You know, and that's going to get you 20-something, but, you know, hey.
You was talking hard about your boy Frank Gore. You was glad he was doing good.
Yeah,
but are you rocking with Perrine this one, knowing he going to be more the pass catcher?
I mean, the Chiefs ain't that stellar like that, though. You know, I mean, coming off the game that they just played and, you know, I don't know, bro. Frank Gore.
Jets is hard to trust. But if I had to start a running back, it's not going to be Gore. It's going to be Perrine.
Man, you at the bottom of the – well, it's bye weeks too,
I don't give a fuck if you got Crowder. If he come back playing,
Crowder's done damage against some big names too, though.
Man. No. Chiefs D, DraftKings. Don't even waste your money on probably this mother
Crowder things, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a run game. Oh shit! We listen to the biggest headline in this game. Bell versus the Jets.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they about to feed Bell. CH owners. Temper your expectations. It'll be all right. He'll still do his thing because he's explosive. He's showing that he's going to be, you know, with his touches. We told y'all we not worried about CH. But Bell is about to go crazy versus Adam Gates, bro. Or the Jets going to play so hard, Gates going to be like, y'all got my back. You know what I mean? Like, don't let him do. Man, hey, Bell, I hope he go crazy versus him. I ain't going to lie. We got a question right quick. Let's answer this one because it's wire night tomorrow. Jamal Williams or Hasty for a waiver pickup. Also drop Singletary or Moss. I think that's pretty. Jamal Williams, he's a plug and play. I don't think Hasty has any more long-term value than Jamal Williams. What you think, JD?
And nah, without a doubt. I mean, it depends on what Tevin Coleman. Well, no, fuck that. I'm gonna go Hasty. I'm gonna go Hasty right off the rip because I know Hasty gonna get the bulk of the carries, and you seen what Seattle is giving up. Who does Green Bay play? Oh, well, they play fucking Minnesota. Minnesota ain't that good on defense either. But I'm gonna go Hasty. I'm gonna go on the other side and go Hasty, and I'm gonna say drop Singletary because Zach Moss is looking like that guy over there, bro.
I'm gonna say this. Don't drop Singletary. Find a way to roster Singletary and Moss, but don't pass up on Jamal Williams to go grab Moss, if that makes sense. That's my take on it. You know what I mean? But let's see. We was at the Jets and the Chiefs. Let's go to the Patriots at the Bills. Ooh, that might be a good one. Hey, the Bills, like you said, bro, on the last episode, I hope y'all go check that one out. The Bills is looking like they fluttering a little bit.
Yeah, ain't like they not how they was for the first 4 weeks. Tennessee stole their mojo, bro.
They got to take the Patriots a little, you know, like they've been beating up on them for a while, and the Bills do get the best of them every now and then. But you know, I kind of see the Bills maybe getting on track being this game like how the Niners did.
I mean, they got to. The way that the Niners went in there and whooped their motherfucking ass. I mean, they're the superior team, and the Niners wasn't even a superior team. I mean, we got a little bit more talent on them, but we're limpy ones. We weren't firing on all cylinders, and we lost people in that game, you know? So I'm pretty sure that Buffalo can go in there and go get right back on track as long as they don't take them for slouches, you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. I agree with that for sure.
I mean,
Cam's going to do – I don't know. Cam, he scares me, but this might be one of them games where he bounced back because, you know, it's a division game. They're going to be coming at each other's throats no matter what Patriots' record is.
Yeah. No, off top. You got to, bro, but this might be the game where motherfucking Diggs break back out. You know, he been quiet for the last couple. You know, Cole Beasley coming off the game that he had on. You know, he looking like one of them favorite targets for Josh Allen, bro. On everything. Beasley is a great person to roster, bro. Real talk.
Looking nice for sure. I like that. Like I said, Singletary and Moss, you know, I'm scared of them at this point. You know, Moss is a problem, and Singletary owners, you know, you should be worried for sure. And if you got Moss, I ain't saying just start him immediately, but definitely hold on to him and don't just drop him. You know what I mean? Let's go to Colts at Lions. The over-under is 51. Colts fresh off the bye. Taylor. I think this is a Taylor game, but I'm a little bit biased because I've been rooting for Taylor. What you think, JD?
I'm firing him up. I got him in Piggy's league, so you know I definitely got to fire him up, and I hope he has one of them 20+ point games. Which the line, I mean, we just seen Gurley score twice on him, and motherfucking the offensive line for Indianapolis is way some more superior than what it is for Dalton, than what it is in Atlanta. You know, Atlanta ain't the same situation that Indy is in. Indy's, you know, at the top of the division. You know, in the AFC South. Who else is over there? Tennessee, excuse me. Jacksonville ain't doing nothing. Houston ain't doing nothing. And Tennessee, that's their first loss. You know what I mean? So they definitely got to go out and show, you know, we running shit, you know. So in the Lions, I mean, they 3-3. They still in the thick of it.
Lions should have lost that game.
Yeah.
I think the Colts. I mean, the Colts came out slow against Cincinnati. They ended up coming back and winning. But I do like the Colts fresh off a bye to try to get that run game going and maybe even try to get T.Y. Hilton going.
And that was a great game for that the game against Cincinnati where they had to come back. That was Rivers' breakout game as a fucking Colt. He threw for 380 that game. 370 that game.
He
might have clicked on.
They didn't want to,
but he might have that might have clicked something though, bro.
Yeah,
that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I got you on that one.
And then you got Marcus Johnson. Marcus Johnson might be somebody you might want to add because he talking about Ty might break out, but who else is the receivers over there? Marcus Johnson, they last game hit for $1 something. So you
gotta have. Hey, Marcus Johnson is somebody you could probably go grab when the waiver wire is clear, depending on how deep your leagues is. And he might be somebody that might be able to help you for sure. I like that one for sure. But I do think this is a Jonathan Taylor game, and if it ends up if the Lions offense clicks a little bit more, which I don't think. The Colts defense is pretty stingy and fresh off a bye week, a little rest. I think they come hungry. Obviously, you trust Galladay, and I like Swift. Bro. I'm not saying I'm just playing him over a lot of top running backs, but if a running back got like a crazy serious matchup or somebody like Jacobs, I'm not starting him over Jacobs, but I'm using Jacobs as an example for this past week matchup he just had. But you got a running back that may have a crazy matchup and you just don't trust him. I like Swift in a lot of places for sure. Hockenson kind of got saved with that touchdown, but like I said, man, like tight ends are thin right now. You know what I mean? So, somebody like Hockenson, you can kind of fire him up because he's either going to get some receptions or he's definitely going to get a touchdown.
Just like all these other tight ends is touchdown dependent
for sure. What about Chargers at Broncos? They got the over under 44.5. I like this one right here.
Chargers at Broncos.
Herbert, what's the weather? Right. Hey, what's the weather? But Herbert, they letting him fire that thing. Anthony Lynn is opening it up. They running backs ain't cool. Herbert finna go crazy.
Start Keenan Allen for sure. Keenan Allen, 10 motherfucking receptions for $1, some $1.20. That's his guy over there. So yeah, definitely fire him. Those are the two right now. Fucking Justin Jackson, I don't think he did too much last game. Joshua Kelly had 10 attempts, but he only had 29 yards, 39 yards, And then the running backs, you can't trust him right now unless they name Austin Eckler. And there ain't no sign of him coming back right now. So,
yeah,
on everything. And then on the motherfucking Denver side, if fucking Phillip Lindsay has to miss this game, Melvin Gordon with the 17 touches for 60-something yards in the tutty. He's one of the main focal points of that offense right now. Until Drew Lock is ready to start distributing that motherfucker like they drafted him in the second round to do. So, Melvin Gordon's the only guy that I'm worried about on Denver, because I got him. But, I mean, who else? What else are you doing over there? Maybe Tim Patrick, because I don't think the Chargers is that stout of a defense as well, Yeah.
I mean, Denver is trash. I see James Martin in the comments say Denver is trash, but I think it depends on the weather. You know what I mean? But the Chargers aren't the Chiefs. You know what I mean? The Chiefs their defense went crazy and they run game was on point, so they didn't have to. For the Chargers to win, they have to throw the ball because those running backs are not ground and pound type running backs, and I like Herbert to light their ass up. You know what I mean? And this, like you just said, Chargers defense hasn't really been that good. So I look like for a fan game. If I'm playing like daily fantasy, I'll throw Fan in there. If I got somebody that's on a buyer bank, I'll play Fan comfortably next week. Yeah. He did have the injury. Everybody kind of thought he wasn't going to play this way. So, like I said, we're trying to give y'all players that you may not necessarily are must starts for you, but you need to think about who playing. You know what I mean? So let's see the 49ers and Seahawks at Seahawks.
What's the over-under on
54 is the over-under.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a game to fire up who you need to fire up. And like I said, one of the last questions, was it Williams over Hasty? And I said Hasty. I think that the Niners offense their identity is to run that motherfucking ball on my mama. Even though that Williams had like 70 yards and he had 50 receiving or some shit like that. But that, that's part of the game script too, though. But that's the way that they use their running backs. They're going to have them heavily involved in the pass and on the rush. But so for solely purposes on that rushing, and I think the touchdown opportunities is going to be more there for Hasty, just the way that he looked at last night when he was spelling motherfucking Wilson, and then when Wilson finally went out for the rest of the game in that fourth quarter, and they was milking the clock out, and they was giving it to Hasty. Hasty was looking good.
Yeah.
The motherfucker one of the announcers was talking about he looks like Marshawn the way he jump cuts and whoop. I probably thought it was more of the, the dreads, just based on how they just want to say that bullshit. But he was looking good though. On my mama, I like what Hasty is gonna bring to the table on Sunday night.
But again, he might be temporary, but we get banged up running backs every week in the Niners. You know what I mean, for sure. This is a Mariners hat, not a Seattle. You know what I mean?
But we don't even know if whatchamacallit is coming back. If
Mostert or Will.
No, Mostert definitely ain't coming. I'm talking about the boy for Green Bay.
Oh.
I can't even think of his motherfucking name right now.
Aaron Jones.
We don't even know if he coming back.
I like Jamal Williams over Hasty for sure. What about? I mean, on Seattle side, it's we talked about in the wire part at the beginning of the show. Carlos Hyde, depending on if he always gonna play banged up, but you got to probably start him versus the Niners. Not saying the Niners are no slouches, but this is a game where they should be in the red zone a lot. Seattle comes to play when they play us. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson just came off a loss. They're gonna be looking to knock one of their division foes, the division champs last year. Get us out the way for sure. Let's talk about the Cowboys at the Eagles. Sleeper game. Sleeper as in I'm going to be sleep on this boring-ass game.
Damn.
Is DeLucci starting that quarterback? I forget his name. I wish the young man in luck, you know what I mean? Whatever. In the game, I just don't know who you are. You know what I mean?
Oh, mama. And we just seen the hit that Andy Dalton took. He got his motherfucking bell rung, bro. They better sit his motherfucker. And if they want that boy Trevor Lawrence and to get Dak up out of there, they better start Bellucci on everything because they ain't not doing nothing, bro. It might be time for you to sell your fucking Cowboys investments.
Nada. They ain't doing shit, bro. For real,
mama. I'm not. Fuck, if you can go get Zeke off his name, if you can go get Amari off his name, bro, you better do it, bro.
On the flip side, fire Fulgham up, fire Richard Rodgers up. You know what I mean? Fire Bart Scott up.
Greg Ward.
I mean, not Bart Scott. I always say Bart Scott. Boston Scott. You know what I mean? Fire them all up because the Cowboys are who they say they are. Fuck the Cowboys.
Horrible.
Right? But on the Cowboys side, we said, man, sell Zeke, bro. You got to sell Zeke. Sell him. Get something out of him, bro. If you could go get a receiver and a running back. If I got Zeke, I'm taking Gaskin and Cooper Kupp right now. Give me Gaskin and Cooper Kupp. I see somebody just said, who would you play, Amari Cooper or Kupp? I'll take Gaskin and Cooper Kupp for Zeke right now. Get Zeke
and
out
their
of
whole
here.
offensive line is gone too, bro. They were playing like 4 backups on their line, 3 backups on the Cowboys offensive line. With no other threat. Zeke is not. And then the game before that, we seen him fumble twice.
Yeah.
He had to fumble Lyskis. That shit crazy, bro. You might want to get rid of that boy, bro.
Out of there. Get Zeke out of there for sure. And I was being stingy. A lot of people was trying to get Zeke from me. Trade all Cowboy receivers and Zeke, bro. Get him out of there. Let's talk about the last game of the night. Buccaneers at Giants. Damn. Another sleeper. Buccaneers should be up by 30 by halftime. Off of Danny Dine fumbles.
Yeah, without a doubt. Danny Dimes better go work on his motherfucking his balance. Whatever.
Balance of Mr. Miyagi, though. He needs some Miyagi, though.
Fucking
balance in his life because Danny Dimes' equilibrium be off and he ain't even getting hit.
Right. And then with motherfucking Tampa Bay being able to shut down Josh Jacobs, even though that the Raiders, they was COVIDs and whatnot, whatever it may be, wasn't able to get that run game going. And I know Rodney Hudson got kicked out the game for throwing a punch on one of the boys on the D tackles on the Bucks. But hopefully that they can get Gallman going and motherfucking, is it Deion Lewis that they got over there, bro? They got? I think they do got Deion Lewis. They're going to have to do something with Devontae if he out.
They ain't going to do nothing. The Buccaneers defense is here to play. It's going to be
they're going to have to run the ball in order to try and
They ain't running nothing. It's about to be a throttle knocker. Buccaneers, Giants, they about to beat their ass. If you Bet on the Buccaneers.
Well, then you might want to fire Shepard up. Shepard had a lightweight good game. If you wouldn't pick Shepard up off that wire.
Danny Dine, whatever his worst game is this year, he going to have that in a little bit worse. I think his worst game is like 150, 60, 70 yards. He's going to have that or worse with 2 fumbles, bro. It's going to be throttling.
With 2 fumbles.
You know what I mean? Run from all Giants. We got one question of the night. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I say this, Godwin's going to keep picking up steam. We know you're going to start Godwin no matter what. On the running back side, you know, Rojo and Fournette are going to give people headaches all year, especially as Fournette gets a little healthy. So maybe you might want to trade him. I know it looks good, and, you know, maybe you say, hey, Fournette's always injured. I'm not going to bank on him. But, you know, make him next move your best move, like a chess move. And Brady, chances are somebody grab Brady in the late rounds, and maybe they have 2 quarterbacks in their league. Try to attack what they need and try to go get Brady, because with those weapons, he's going crazy. Let's get to our last question before we get out of here. Would you be starting Ronald Jones or Deontay Johnson moving forward at flex, full PPR? If Johnson's healthy, I like Johnson, but it is a lot of weapons over there. But we just said, you know, I just said I'm worried a little bit about Rojo if Fournette is kind of getting healthy again. What you think, Jeremy?
And then the games that fucking Deontay has played, in which it hasn't been many, he's been Big Ben's target monster, bro. And I mean, the first game against the Giants, it really didn't produce, but that second game he was able to score. Then he had to sit some time out, and then here it is again. I think this is his first game back since he got injured against Denver. I think it was. Look at him. It paid off, bro.
Hey, shout out to ISO only. I noticed in the question you said moving forward at flex. Now I can't say moving forward, but this week, with the Steelers playing the Ravens, I'd rather go Ronald Jones against who we said the Giants, and they're going to be running a lot on him for sure. I would definitely go Rojo this week. I got you. But, yeah, man, that's hard to start, man. We just gave y'all the Week 8 matchups with the, the
waiver wires.
Waiver wires, you know. We definitely going to give y'all some more content on Saturday. We hope y'all join us with the Heart2Start Fantasy Saturdays. You know, like
what
we
you
said,
do is jump on our Instagram or DM one of us, bro, and let us know that you want to jump on. And come Saturday, we'll shoot you the link. You might not have no, so I'm pretty sure all you motherfuckers got a social media, some type of motherfucker. So the Heart2Start FF podcast on IG. This boy, what's your Instagram, bro?
Heart2Start Kev __.
And then mine is Guccini JD or Guccini _JD. And then he got a Twitter. I got a Twitter. My Twitter is jhook916. You know, just DM us. What's your Twitter, man?
Twitter, Heart2Start Kev, right there on Twitter.
And
man.
then Brody Cortez at the other one on Twitter. If y'all want to fuck with us, man, just let us know, man. We'll give you the time on Saturday. We gonna drop and you get on there and talk your shit, bro.
Yeah,
on my mind, definitely, bro.
We're gonna keep giving y'all content. But look, man, on the way out, man, y'all go ahead and check this video, man. It's just a little outro, man. Benny Franco is the artist, and you know it's us kicking it in our live draft league, man. Check us out, Heart2Start podcast.
Saying no. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is thick. Suckers wanna play and low marquee until that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some game shit. Nigga, you's a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you's a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, y'all pussy ass a cat.
We fucking live, my niggas.
On walk, tell him free to act. Dealing free a rat, you know he told how you sleep with.
Heart2Start, man. Fuck